And welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Barry, and today, well, if you already clicked on this video, you already know what this video is about. It's about this LEXUS RCF, my LEXUS RCF, which is a 2015, right? A 2015 LEXUS RCF with a TVD differential, torque vectoring differential. Now, like the video says, we're going to talk about the maintenance, right? We're going to talk about the numbers. We're going to talk about the maintenance. We're going to talk about what it costs to maintain a LEXUS RCF to ensure the reliability stays reliable. Now, one thing we should start first talking about is the most basic maintenance. It would be the engine oil. For this car, for an engine oil change, it is... Now, I haven't ever gone to Lexus to do it, but I know people have done it, and they've told me it cost them about maybe 120 if you bring oil or so, and 160 if you use theirs. That's engine oil filter and engine oil. 120 to 160 dollars just to place the engine oil. It's an okay price, but that's every 5,000 miles. Make sure you do that every 5,000 miles. So you spend about $150 every 5,000 miles. That's not too bad. Let's talk about what happens at 30,000 miles. In the book, it says engine oil, rear differential fluid, transmission fluid, and really that's really says all it says. So transmission, okay, transmission in there, somewhere in there, it's gonna cost you, I've actually gotten a quote, and it cost about $350 just for an automatic transmission fluid drain and fill. Drain and fill. Now, the benefits of doing a drain and fill: don't do a complete flush. Don't do a complete flush. You want to do a drain and fill because, well, one, you still have newish fluid, right? If you're going from 0 miles brand new to 30,000 miles, you still have new fluid, but some of that fluid contains deposits or stuff from the transmission. If you ever get to more than 100,000 miles, let's say 150, you should consider doing drain and fill, never a flush, because all that stuff in the transmission, the stuff will, if you drain it all, then you might drain what is helping the transmission flow and work. But it says lifetime fluid, so I don't know if you trust it, but I don't really trust lifetime fluid. I don't trust lifetime fluid. That's just me. If you watch the videos in this channel, lifetime fluid, not so much. But $350 is what you would ideally get charged at a Lexus dealership. I bought the fluid myself. I bought the pump myself. Raised the car up. Use a 24 millimeter. Get the WS World Standard drain, the fill plug out, and that right there, you need about 2.7 fill for this, for drain and fill. Add some math. Do this. Subtract. Add. Let's see. That comes out to $45. Just $45 if you do it yourself, though. That's just if you do it yourself, but it's not a very hard process. It's pretty easy. Now, additionally, you got the rear differential. Okay, the rear differential, that is, you can do two things. It can go one or two ways. You have either a performance package, which is a torque vectoring differential, which is, TVD. Now you got the rear diff with the left and you got the right. You got the left and you got the right torque vectoring modules, which takes automatic transmission fluid, which takes about 1.75 quarts, of automatic transmission fluid. So I have AMSOIL in mind, but you should definitely use the Toyota World Standard. And then you have the rear diff itself. The rear diff itself takes about 1.5 quarts of gear oil. I have 75 W90, so do that, or just follow what's in the book. But I've actually had, before I actually started the whole channel, I did get help from Lexus to change this stuff because I didn't want to touch all that stuff. But now that I do touch that stuff and finding out about how, and actually doing it myself, realizing how easy and how much money I could save, a rear diff costed me $169 169. That's legit. Not too bad, but the thing is, that was when I had a torsion differential, non-TVD. So I was torsion differential, and that was, like I said, $169. But now with TVD, you have extra fluids that go with it, the left and right torque vectoring modules. So you got 169, maybe an additional cost for all the fluids. So I'm going to guesstimate, which I actually don't know about this one. I'm gonna say it's gonna range maybe to 250. I'll say 250. So, and the thing is, every 30,000 miles you should do the rear diff, because it will come out. It's supposed to be clearish, but the fluid that I had at 30K, it came out brown or darker, which is, you know, gunk. Just like oil, going in good color, coming out dark color, same thing. Now for automatic transmission fluid, that one's a little touchy subject, right? I said it cost about $350 to do a transmission drain and fill, but people don't want to do it because lifetime fluid. But at the same time, you do want to do it because automatic transmission fluid is supposed to be red, but sometimes it won't be red because, you know, it'll wear over time, and then when you drain it, you'll see that it's not red. It'll become brown, darkish, and that's how you know, hey, discoloration is ultimately a factor in saying that, or it is a factor in determining that, okay, the oil is bad. Now up here we have my Lexus. Well, then again, these are aftermarket rotors from RR Racing, so let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the OEM rotors. OEM rotors. This right here, it's still at 100,000 miles, but if you look at the curved slots, kind of diminishing. But to do a brake job for a Lexus RCF, you're looking at $1,200. No, sorry. $1,500. It's either $1,200 or $1,500 for the rear brakes. Now, just imagine it times two. You got the front brakes now. That's a lot of money, actually. The most expensive thing for a Lexus RCF is, in fact, the brake rotors and the brake pads. Sometimes when you go to Lexus for services, they'll tell you, hey, you need your brake rotors or you need your brake pads, but they also recommend changing out the brake rotors, and then you end up spending what, $2,400, $3,000 on front and rear. Dang, that's a lot. So, but if you get the rotors yourself, Brembo does sell it for $100 a rotor. Not bad. Pads, aftermarket pads, I recommend getting some good ones, but Brembo Direct itself also sells the brake pads, and it's pretty easy to change if you think about it. If you look at the channel, if you watch these videos, it's pretty easy. One more thing, brake fluid. The brake fluid, it's not so hard to change. You do need some bodies to help you, but overall it's not that hard. But that right there cost about 120-ish, about 120-ish to get it done at Lexus. Not bad. But that service itself is also done I believe every 30, if not every 20,000. If you don't know the mileage on when to do the services, just check your owner's guide manual. Pretty easy. For the 60K, you have a little bit more. You have you should have brake fluid already done. You should have, by that time, 60K miles, they say that's when the brake rotors kind of wear, but you can honestly still ride around in them. I've actually went 100,000 miles on OEM rotors, but hey, that's just me. Don't risk your life. That's just me. If you want to do it, but don't do it. 60K is like 2 times of the 30K, which is you got the engine oil, you got the air filters, you have the rear diff, you have the automatic transmission drain and fill, and then on top of that you have this. You have spark plugs. Doing a spark plugs is actually not that hard. You get yourself a long extension, one swivel, a 10mm, and a 6-inch. Oh no, sorry, a 3-inch, and also a socket puller or spark plug puller. Go in, you're pretty much good to go. It's actually not too hard. But to do a spark plug change, it's not that hard on this. To me, it's not that hard because I do it myself. But Once you get on one side, you can do the other side, but that's not the point. The point is to do a spark plug change. It would cost about $380, I believe, about $380 for the spark plug change from Lexus. Okay, and then the most simple thing, just open these up. Just open these up, and you can get access to the air filter. Right, the air filter. They like to charge, I don't know, $50 just to put in another paper filter thing, but just buy yourself a reusable and just take it out, clean it, slap it, vacuum it, whatever, clean it, spray some oil, whatever you want to do, or actually no oil, spray some cleaner in there, and then just put it back in. You're good to go. Seems good to me. So that's really the only thing. Oh, now that we got the 60K, got the 90K. 90K is just another 30K, and then from 30K, oh sorry, then from 90K you go to 120K. 120K, you're supposed to actually do a coolant drain and fill. Not too hard, but it would cost about 160, about 120. Well, actually, sorry, 120, 160 from Lexus dealership. Not too bad of a price. Next topic is the battery. The battery lasts about 5 years every time. Yeah, about 5 years every time. There's 5 years the lifespan of these batteries. But if you replace these batteries, I don't know, it costs about, I think, 500 or 400 to 600 bucks from Lexus. I'm not too sure, I'll be honest with you. But you're probably better off getting a battery from elsewhere. Probably does a little bit better. But maintaining the car, I'd say washing the car, it's also another maintenance item. Honestly, because you want to protect the paint. This car's wrapped, but yeah, same thing. Want to keep it clean. But yeah, maintenance costs. Alright, so let's just talk about what I've done for DIY and what I've done for this car that made it so maintainable for me to make this reliable, keep this reliable. I've changed this brake pads about 3 times. You can see some aftermarket rotors right there. Changed the rotors once. Changed the rear brake pads at least once. No, they're still on the OEM rotors. So I've changed the rear differential fluid about twice. That's with torque vectoring differentials. With torque vector differential, so that's TVD. And then I've also changed the automatic transmission fluid actually 3 times. 3 times. Very affordable. And then I've also changed the air filter once, changed the spark plug twice already, and the brake fluid I changed that about twice now. Yeah, twice. So, but overall, I spent only, with all the oil changes every 5,000 miles with AMSOIL, I do spend about $100 for oil change because I use AMSOIL, so that's a little pricier. But I have only spent about $2,500 to $3,000 since owning this car at 54,000 miles. So it's at 100,000 miles right now. So 54,000 to 100,000 miles. Let's just say for simplicity, it's 45,000 miles, so about 9 oil changes. And let me tell you, this thing's reliable still. Key is really reliable. But I spent about $2,500 to $3,000 on maintenance just alone on this, and that, you know, includes brake rotors. Now, if you were to have Lexus do this, you got the 30K, the 90K, 60K, forgot about that, and you got the 120K. Hey, that adds up. And the Lexus, let me tell you, the Lexus 60K service, 120K service, you're looking at, man, you're looking at about 1,500 to be honest with you, about 1,500, maybe 1,200 to be on conservative side, 1,200 to 1,500. So if you have to do that twice, then you're looking at $2,400 to $3,000 just for the 60K and 90K, and you haven't even included the 30 and 90K, which only consists of the rear differential fluid and engine oil change. And then for 60 and 120, you got the spark plugs, engine oil, and rear diff. And let me tell you, all these services we're talking about, none of it includes brake rotors, brake pads, or automatic transmission drain and fill. So I'm not saying it's hard to do, but it's easy to do, and I'm not saying it's I'm not saying that you have to change the automatic transmission fluid, but you should change it because there's really no lifetime fluid. That's just my belief. And yeah, I mean, overall this car has been really good. It's really easy to maintain a car like this. So I'm just trying to express how easy it is to maintain a sports car from Lexus. Now there are some ways to get around this. I will say, if you don't like the prices, compare these to the European luxury brands, compare these to the other Japanese luxury brands, compare these to other luxury brands, just overall other luxury brands. If you go to Toyota, they can do these services too, because I mean, hey, it's a Lexus, but it's still Toyota, and they still have Toyota transmission fluid in there. So well standard, you know. And then especially for the gear oil and the rear diff, Toyota. So yeah, so all I'm trying to say is you can go to Toyota, get this done. You don't have to go to Lexus, but it's easy to maintain. It's all overall what I'm saying. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions about maintenance, please leave a comment below. Again, I've only spent $2,500 to $3,000 on this, include brake rotors and everything else in between. If you I was to guesstimate, if you were to go to 120,000 miles with Lexus or Toyota services, you're gonna reach at least, you're gonna take at least $6,000 to $7,000. Still not bad, but that's what you're looking for services. But yeah, like I said, guys, thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. I just want to show you how easy it is to maintain this car and to keep it reliable. But other than that, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next one. Peace.